Trent Williams. I asked John Lynch about him at the combine. John Lynch said, yep, he's playing. And that was the end of the story. He also said that Trent Williams doesn't particularly want to play unless he's playing like, at his normal Hall of Fame standard. So that's where he's at. We haven't gotten anything else from Trent Williams. He hasn't said anything publicly. He hasn't posted on social media since October, since before he got injured and before his wife had a stillborn son. So until we hear something from him, I'm at least skeptical. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that Trent Williams will play this year?
I'm going to go with a 5. You never know. 5. You never know. I would say 5 because with the status of the 49ers roster right now, I think a lot of people are wondering like what their chances are of actually competing for a Lombardi. And if you're Trent Williams at this point in your career, if you're not competing for a Super Bowl, what are you doing? You got plenty of money. So what's the reasoning?
Yeah, I mean, I would go 2. I'm very not confident that he's going to play this year for the reasons you said and more. Like the Niners seem like they're taking a reset year. They seem like they know their window is closed for now. Could open again in 2026 if they play their cards right. I mean, he's going to be 37. He just had a tragedy. You know how Charvarius Ward felt after him and his wife felt after their tragedy. It was time to leave just because being here felt like PTSD. He might feel the same way. No idea how he feels. But I think the fact that they've been so interested in the top offensive tackles in the draft could be a tell. I mean, why would you take an offensive tackle in round 1 if Trent Williams is really coming back and you still have Colton McKivitz when you have like one starting defensive lineman? So that's another thing I'm looking at there. And then, yeah, I guess those would be the ones. Oh, well, there's one more.
If they take a tackle on day 1, I think we know the answer. I would imagine Trent Williams announces his retirement later on. I think you pointed out on our last show that didn't Joe Staley wait until after the draft to help the 49ers out and not give any details away to anybody. Like this, it's not good for everyone to know that the 49ers are looking for an offensive tackle on day 1. So maybe that's why it hasn't been announced. I don't know.
PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So, when I'm doing PrizePicks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game, the 49ers will go on to win. I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a PrizePicks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play PrizePicks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. PrizePicks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code COHN, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell them Grant sent you. I mean, isn't that documented though? Like Staley knew he was going to probably retire. He kind of knew it during the 2019 season. He went to the team. They told him, hey, don't make your mind up yet. We know how you feel, but don't announce anything. Don't make any final decisions and don't say anything publicly so we can sort of figure out what we're going to do to replace you before the whole league knows that we're desperate. And they ended up getting Trent Williams. About a month later, Joe Staley announced his retirement. I think it might have been after the draft or right during it. And I think afterward, if I remember correctly, John Lynch was like, hey, sorry that I kind of fibbed about that one, but you kind of understand, right? I mean, we had to do what we had to do. We were in a tough position. If you recall, before he announced his retirement, he was asked about, I think, at the combine, and Lynch was like, oh, yeah, he's training hard down in San Diego, doing his normal routine. Haven't heard anything about him. I haven't heard that he doesn't want to play, so expecting to have him. And then he retired. So, I mean, it's possible. Look what happened to the Dolphins a couple of weeks ago. Teron Armstead announced his retirement. They're in a tough spot. Everyone knows they need a left tackle. Maybe the Niners could go to Trent and be like, hey, man, we've done right by you. We've given you so much money. Can you just not say anything for 4 months?
Also, if I'm not mistaken, what does he have coming to him? Like $30 million coming if he plays?
Probably.
I mean, he has a ton of money, but
Yep.
$30 million, particularly when you have Trent Williams' schedule, is hard to walk away from. He doesn't practice on Wednesdays. He only plays, 12 games a year. So, I don't know. It's hard to walk away from. But again, like to me, you've made a ton of money, hundreds of millions of dollars. And at this point in your career and at your age, if you don't feel like you're going to compete for a Super Bowl, maybe it's not that important. I don't know. But real quick, the Niners have not Mike McGlinchey, Colton McKivitz on the right side entering his last year, and then Trent Williams at 37. So even though it feels like if they draft a tackle in round one, that means something about Trent Williams, it could just mean they're preparing for the future at the tackle spot, which we've been wanting them to do for a long time. But the greatest needs are at defensive tackle. So seems like that's kind of the direction I would be going in if you're going for needs. But at 11, you kind of want BP, best player available, BPA.
Yeah, and if you wait a year to take an offensive tackle, it's hard to get one. You can't get one in free agency unless you want to spend $20-25 million a year or sign the next Colton McKivitz. So if you want to get a starting offensive tackle who's like cost controlled, you got to draft him, and the Niners are in the position to do it. He might not be the best player available, but I don't know. Everyone here, go check out Trent Williams' social media. Go to his Instagram. He used to post all the time on social, not all the time, but every few months. He was posting about, what he was driving, what he was wearing, what he was doing. He was fairly active on social media. Nothing since October. And I wonder if the 49ers, something's going on. I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me.
There.
Also, the scary thing about not drafting one this year is banking that they're going to be ready as a rookie. Like if they have to get one next year to replace Colton McKivitz and Trent Williams, they might need two starting tackles next year. Because I imagine Colton McKivitz is going to get paid more than the Niners are willing to pay him. So I think he's going to be gone. And then if Trent Williams retire, whether it's this year or next year, then they need two tackles. So it kind of makes sense to invest in it, even if he doesn't retire.